Almost 2 years after the warmly received Batman Vengeance debuted, and some 4 years after the show concluded, Ubisoft Montreal would deliver yet another game based on the new adventures of Batman with Rise of Sin Tzu. Departing from the adventure format established in the former, and taking a beat-em-up approach this time, while introducing a new villain especially for the game, it would prove another solid outing for the Caped Crusader and his comrades. While some design decisions make the game really tricky at points, and it gets a bit repetitive towards the end, Rise of Sin Tzu has enough goon-smashing action and co-op fun to put it above the Batman's lesser outings. What starts as another night, with Batman paying tribute to his fallen parents, turns into something with greater implications. As multiple important landmarks across Gotham are taken over by members of the Caped Crusaders Rogues Gallery, it soon comes to light that these events are all strategic moves made by a new adversary known as Sin Tzu, a notorious criminal imported from Asia to Arkham Asylum. A lot was made, at the time, of this new character, and while he proves an interesting addition to the canon, the story does not capitalise on it very well. Most of the scenes see Batman staring into a communication device, with unbalanced audio and a lack of energy to the proceedings. It leaves the cutscenes feeling a touch dry as a result.
Hold your breath. Get your gas mask. I'm on my way.
You wanna go anywhere, Bats? You gotta pay street toll.
The story mode offers a handful of chapters, each divided into a few levels. As a member of the Bat family, you simply punch and kick your way through legions of goons until eventually facing the big bad of the area. Along the way, objectives will also be a constant, often seeing you needing to rescue hostages, disarm bombs, and defeat a set number of enemies before the timer runs out. Being defeated will deplete credits, which luckily are dropped at random from defeated enemies, while losing all your credits merely results in being sent back to the start of the section. That's not to say Rise of Sin Tzu isn't tough, as even on the easy difficulty, you may find yourself ganged up on and losing health rapidly. With pickups dropped randomly, you might find yourself low on health, but with no way to recover. The game doesn't outstay its welcome, lasting all of a few hours, but even with this shorter length, the game can become tiring towards the end. Nevertheless, Rise of Sin Tzu has an interesting mix of good ideas complemented by odd design decisions. On the plus side, 4 playable characters are available, each of whom can be upgraded with new combos via earned points during missions. Batman, Robin, Nightwing, and Batgirl all play distinctively enough to warrant experimentation. The combos, speaking of which, also add a lot to the game. Chaining attacks builds the super meter faster, and once filled, you can then hold attacks to perform devastating finishes. On the other hand, the difficulty can be frustrating, not so much due to combat, but the time limits. While manageable at points, running out of time reveals a baffling choice on Ubisoft's part, as the timer merely adds 15 seconds on, usually resulting in a loss of multiple credits. Bosses also prove cheap, with frustrating attack patterns that sometimes require pinpoint precision to avoid.
Hope I don't get any splinters from you guys.
There's quite a bit to uncover, providing the player has patience. 4 difficulties are available, and credits can be bought on each difficulty to unlock features in the trophy room. There's also incentive to play through the game as each character, offering both more moves to unlock and extra tokens to buy. Awesomely, The entire game can also be played with a second player in co-op, and a lot of the frustrations can be mitigated with a friend. There's also a challenge mode, offering a handful of arenas with 2 challenges, defeating a number of thugs or surviving 5 minutes of constant foes. These aren't all that interesting, but again, can be played in co-op. There's quite a bit to keep you busy, though the steep learning curve may be off-putting. Rise of Sin Tzu boasts a competent presentation, with decent visuals that capture the look of the animated show. The light shading around characters, colourful environments, and fluid animations all do the job well, and the performance rarely struggles, though admittedly there's rarely too much going on screen at once. The voice work is good, with many show regulars reprising their role, including Kevin Conroy and Tara Strong. The music is often catchy, but tracks feel short for the length of the sequences, leading to repetition. The effects pack a decent punch, especially super combos which hit particularly hard. Batman Rise of Sin Tzu is one of the better efforts in the Caped Crusaders history. This beat 'em up isn't short on bad guys, challenge and combos, and though far from flawless, the action keeps you going for the shorter length of the game. Some strange design decisions and frustrations do chip away at the success of Sin Tzu, but the whole is still good fun. If you have a fondness for Batman or beat 'em ups, this one is worth a look.
Scared yet?
Get home. This is a danger zone.